and there may be some other things that are linked with food as well. I'll tell you one that came from my family, and I've heard many people say the same thing, that somehow there was always thought to be some particular virtue in a clean plate. You know the thing? You have to produce a clean plate before you can go on to the next course. You have to finish up everything on your plate. And in some families it was even that you had to stay there and keep on eating until it was finished, and you didn't get anything else until that plate was clean. And so that gives an attitude of, I have to finish everything. And that can carry on into your own parenting, when you feel that you must both make your children finish off their plates, or else you must finish all the food that's been made and prepared, because otherwise it's a waste. And so that can be another of the attitudes, and that can mean that we eat more than we feel like eating, more than we need to eat, really, because we have this old conditioning and programming about clean plates and empty saucepans and a cleared table. Everything's been finished. My mother-in-law had one that came from her family that she used to tell us and show my children, which is when you'd finished your plate, to show and prove that you'd eaten every possible thing on your dish that you could possibly eat. You had to turn your dish upside down on your head. So obviously if there was anything left, it would fall onto your head. So you had to make sure that your plate was completely clean. I don't know where this came from, this old idea about the virtue of an empty plate, but it accounts for a lot of people's misapplied and inappropriate feeling that they need to finish everything that's given. My granddaughter has a very different attitude to this. From the very first time, when she just began taking solids, she seemed to have a natural cut-off point, and she would eat as much as she wanted to, and then she would begin to push the plate away. And of course the temptation was to keep offering her and suggest, just why don't you just finish this, and just a little spoon more. And when she saw that you hadn't got the message, she would show you in a much clearer way. She would pick up her plate and toss it over the side, or just throw the food away, which I know is hardly good manners, but it was a clear message: I have eaten enough, I don't want any more. And actually that's something that is better to foster in a child, saying, okay, when you've had enough, that's good. So many of these old habits and old ideas about eating that go back into our childhood are things that we can explore, and through questions and through the worksheets that I'm going to share with you, you can have a look and ask yourself some questions about whether there's any old stuff like this that you can examine.